It's the weekend here at Muscle in the Morning, and I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, April 5th, 2019. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. If you're not an NBA fan, then you probably haven't seen the Greek Freak completely destroy the league like a real-life version of a Monstar from Space Jam. But you know who else is a Greek Freak? My old buddy Valentis Dokos, who's about to make another run at earning his pro card. This week we talked to an exclusive source inside Team Dokos who told us that they're on track to have their best season ever. Despite the fact that Dokos is coming off a year where he had 2 surgeries for a ruptured biceps and triceps, my sources inside the Dokos camp say they're feeling confident about what they're bringing to the table this season. A few years ago, Dokos and his team managed to nail top 3 finishes at 2 big pro qualifiers over in Europe. So as long as he can get it all clicking at the right time, I don't see any reason why he couldn't finally seal the deal. Most people would be amazed at how much farther along their process would be if they finished everything they started. But something tells me that Rovonte Moody isn't the kind of guy who leaves a lot of unfinished business. 2 weeks after a strong top 3 performance at the Upper Midwest Pro, the second-year Classic Physique Pro is already back in the gym doing what he does best. To me, Moody's been an interesting guy to watch so far this season because he's shown that he can hang with some of the best athletes in the division. And assuming that he doesn't lose the momentum, I'd be on the lookout for him to make some more noise here over the next few months. All the entrepreneurs out there can attest to how freeing it is to wake up in the morning doing what you love without having to answer to anyone but that voice in the back of your head that tells you to get up and get moving. But when you can do all that and you wake up looking like Roman Fritz, well, now we're talking about working at an entirely different level. Earlier this week, Team Fritz decided it was time to remind everyone exactly what it is they've been working on when they released a few clips from one of his latest check-ins. By all accounts, the veteran big man's had another solid offseason and added some quality muscle that we should see on stage near you by sometime this summer. For the last few years, Roman's been one of those guys who's been right on the verge of jumping up to the next tier of athletes. And all it would take is one solid win in the right venue to bump him up over the top. Stay tuned. First comes the appetizer, then you get the main course. So if what Justin Rodriguez brought to Indy last week was just only a small sample, there might be more than a few people who are about to bite off more than they can chew. A few days ago, J-Rod and his team announced that they were officially beginning their prep for the New York Pro, where I'm sure he'll be looking to build on his top 6 performance at Indy. From a conditioning standpoint, Justin was probably as good as we've seen him, and assuming he can make a few minor adjustments, I don't think a top 3 finish in New York is entirely out of the question. Back in the day, Deion Sanders was a 2-sport all-star in football and baseball, which in my mind makes him one of the greatest athletes of all time. And I'm not saying that Missy Farrell reached primetime status, but she definitely is on her way there. Yesterday, the 2-division star posted a new video from an arm training session where we see one of the most unique athletes in the business giving her fans an inside look at what she's doing to fine-tune the machine. As far as I'm concerned, Farrell is probably the most diverse male or female athlete in the entire sport right now, considering the fact that she has a shot to qualify for the Olympia in 2 different divisions. So if she can manage to pull that one off, I think it would open up the doors for more 2-division stars to start following in her footsteps at some point down the road. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.